Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. Just going to wait for some more folks to pop in and also get my co-presenter up here with me. Is anyone working off of no sleep from last night? Everybody hack through the night? I can't do that anymore. "20-minute nap. It's a power nap, our clutch. 6 espressos. All right, everybody keep an eye on John. He might be having some seizures shortly. It's a lot of espresso. We're having some technical difficulties with our co-presenter. Hopefully he'll join in 1 second. Got one more person joining me up here, and he's just working through some technical difficulties. Hopefully he'll be able to join in 1 second. Then we can get started. All right, did it. How's it going, Ripon?
Good, good. How are you doing, Ryan?
Excellent. Just having my morning coffee out here in Denver, waking up. So not envious of some of these hackers we have over here. They said they've been up all night. They're 6 espressos deep. So I'm definitely not jealous at the moment of that, but I'm sure they're working on some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. Same here. Not too bad. Well, I hope everyone's hacking away and all your projects are going well. So best of luck, everyone, with that.
You want to kick it off? Ripon?
Yeah, sure. Let's get started. All right. I think we're, obviously 5 minutes in. So if we can go to the first slide, please. If I think that is the first slide. So let's get started. So hi everyone. My name is Ripon Singh. So I am a university recruiter here at Salesforce. So I hire for our internship roles, for our full-time roles. So any questions anyone has about all of our openings, we are the people that you should definitely talk to. So with that, I will pass it on to Ryan as well. So for some introductions.
Awesome. Thanks, Ripon. I'm also a university recruiter on the Salesforce team here. Been here for 7 years. I'm based in Denver, Colorado these days, but I support intern and new grad hiring in our security organization. So, Ripon and I are your go-tos for all those technical job opportunities that you might have questions about. Before we dive into the presentation, feel free to drop questions in there. We definitely want to keep this as interactive as possible, since we know, I'm sure you all are going through a bunch of Zoom fatigue. So having said that, thank you for taking some time out of the busy hackathon weekend to come learn a little bit more about Salesforce as well. And also to hopefully win some prizes and maybe get some free food. So we'll go ahead and kick it over to our next slide. Just so everyone's aware, we do also have Serena here. She's the technical wizardry who put together this whole thing. So she's the main MC, the rock star. She keeps Ripon and I on point. So we just wanted to point her out, and she's going to be helping us run the presentation.
Awesome. Nice to meet all of you. We're so glad you're here. And if you could just scan that QR code for us, we'll just do a quick little fun quiz to kind of get to know you better.
Thanks, Serena.
Right? And I will also drop the link in the passcode in the chat. So
bust out those phones, scan that code.
There we go. And let me get you over there. All right, there we go.
Are you on this phone?
Awesome. We'll give you all a couple more seconds and then we'll jump in. All right, let's get started. It is time to rep your city. Just chime in the chat and just kind of let us know where you're joining us from. We'd love to see where you're from. We're excited you're here. Uh-oh, Miami's here. I could use some Miami right now. Greensboro, all right. NYC. Columbia.
Bangalore.
Nice. I'm coming where you are.
Montreal. We're going international. Wow.
No, I love it. Gainesville, Florida, Orlando, Raleigh.
Nice.
Love it. Orlando. Currently in Tallahassee, but Miami, baby. Yeah, John. All right. Perfect. We love to see it. Let's go ahead and go to the next question. What school do you attend? Where are you pulling all those all-nighters? Is everybody FIU? Okay, FSU in the house. We figured we'd have a lot of FIU here. Perfect. All right, FGCU, North Carolina State, University of North Carolina.
Oh,
nice. 107. Wait, what?
That's me. I'm Cal Poly.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm like, how many more colleges are you in? All right, Dylan. Okay, that makes me feel better. No worries, no worries. I was about to say you are busy. I don't know how you find time for anything. Oh, okay. We've got some Georgia Tech and some University of Georgia in the house. So home team for me. I'm in Georgia too. Perfect. Oh, FAU be like, all right, we got some new grads here. All right, FAU Panther Pride. Love to see it. All right. And lastly, we know fall is here now, summer is gone, but we would love to know what songs were on your summer playlist. And of course, the songs that you just had on repeat all summer that just really did it for you. It really captured summer. All right. Way Too Sexy, Shivers. Okay, Bad Habits. Montero. All right.
I was going to say Shivers too.
Yeah.
A little bit more recent, but I like that jam.
Yeah. Say Bring Them On back for this time. I love it. Better, but okay. Nice. Kickstart My Heart. Okay, they bought some Motley Crue in here. I'm here for it. Yeah. That WizKid Essence song, WizKid and Tim's, that kind of really did it for me this summer. Jim Johnny Lucas. Nice. Love it. We need to get us a Spotify playlist together. So we can still get some summer vibes.
I know. We need to get Corey on this and get everyone to submit their songs via Insta or TikTok, and we'll make a playlist.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that for all of us.
All right.
We're going to try to put together everybody's songs and make a playlist. And it'll be just ours, so that'll be awesome.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
we'll let them get back into the presentation. So let me pull that back up.
Sounds good. So now that we know each other a little bit better, let's dive in.
Yeah, so
go for it, Rippin.
Yep. So at this point, obviously, we want to talk about Salesforce. Give you information about what the company does. So just jumping into it. So would anyone like to take a guess what Salesforce is, what Salesforce does? Obviously, we'll provide a good amount of information, but any guessers? Feel free to type in the chat.
Huge database. Yeah, we definitely have that for sure. We actually are in the customer relationship manager. Close. CRM. Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Yeah, Einstein. Yeah, definitely. That is there. Wow.
Really, both sales and marketing.
Yeah. We're definitely getting really good responses there. Mm-hmm. So I love that. I love the presence Salesforce is making. So with that, Salesforce is the world's #1 customer relationship management platform, or as we call it, a CRM. But what does this CRM do, and what are all its functions and all its tools? So we will dive into the next slide with a video to share more insight.
Make sure you're taking some notes. There'll be a pop quiz, all right?
I'm at 1449 Montgomery Street on Telegraph Hill in San Francisco, the home of the original Salesforce. At the time, our founders, Mark Benioff, Parker Harris, Frank Dominguez, and Dave Molinoff, called this place the laboratory, asking friends and colleagues to stop by and test their prototype and offer some feedback. Their idea was
Serena and Rippin, can you mute your mics?
By giving customers the ability to go directly to a website and purchase it right then and there. They built a startup culture that brought them joy and only worked on what they thought important and necessary. No fluff was their mantra. While Salesforce has grown in those 20 years, many of those same principles are reflected today. Innovation, valuing employees, and feedback.
And grown we have. I'm here in downtown San Francisco in front of Salesforce West, one of the many buildings in our urban campus. But more on that later. First, I want to talk to you about our products. Today, we have the full power of the Customer 360. But back in 1999, we only had one product, Sales Cloud. Sales Cloud is an all-in-one tool that allows us to automate processes, track leads, and manage deals with ease. The first prototype was developed within a month. It was basic, bare bones, and resembled Amazon.com. In fact, Amazon is what inspired Mark Benioff to think, why can't purchasing business applications be as easy as buying something on Amazon.com? In those early years, the group committed to writing a V2 Mom. V2 Mom stands for visions, values, methods, measures, and obstacles. In fact, every year, all of our employees write a V2 Mom, and that's something you'll be doing this summer. But back to 1999.
One of Mark's first jobs when Salesforce.com began operating was to find an office space as scalable as his software. He landed here at Rincon Center. Rincon offered 8,000 square feet, but within the first 5 months, the company already began to outgrow it with desks in hallways and people working full-time in conference rooms. Fun fact, up until 2018, all of our Future Force Day Ones were hosted here at Rincon. So to recap, by the end of 1999, we had one office in the United States with a total of 40 employees and 5 customers. Hope you're taking notes. You never know when a pop quiz might come your way. As we move into the mid to early 2000s, we find ourselves at another pivotal spot in our history, the launch of Dreamforce. Dreamforce is our annual 4-day event that brings together the entire Salesforce community. Our inaugural event hosted 1,000 registered attendees and 52 presentations. We've come a long way since then, with more than 170,000 customers and trailblazers now regularly attending the event. We were even able to take it virtual in 2020 with Dreamforce to You, which was partly broadcast right here in Salesforce Park.
In 2004, we successfully completed our initial public offering on the New York Stock Exchange with the stock ticker CRM. And in 2005, we developed the App Exchange, offering third-party developers a place to work on their own applications and open them up to Salesforce customers. In 2006, we acquired wireless technology startup Sendia and this original Salesforce mobile app, App Exchange Mobile. App Exchange Mobile was built using the Salesforce API. 2008 brought us the Idea Exchange, now known as the Trailblazer community, inviting customers to contribute new feature ideas for future releases. And by 2009, Chairman and CEO Mark Benioff published Behind the Cloud, a memoir of Salesforce's early days and growth to a company with $1 billion in annual revenues. Benioff shares the strategies that have inspired employees, turned customers into evangelists, leveraged an ecosystem of partners, and allowed innovation to flourish. We closed out the decade with 2 products. In 2009, we launched Service Cloud, which today is our largest cloud at Salesforce, approaching $6 billion in AOV. It is a full customer digital experience suite, which includes chat, SMS, bots, voice analytics, enabling every customer to become a digital-first, work-from-anywhere service company. That was followed by the acquisition of Heroku in 2010, an application platform as a service to support the next generation of app developers. And in 2014, we launched our online learning platform, Trailhead. Trailhead empowers anyone, regardless of education level, to develop the skills needed for the top tech jobs.
By 2015, our global footprint had grown with 87 offices in 25 different countries, 20,000 employees, and 150,000 customers. And we continue to grow our physical presence across all corners of the globe, from New York to London, Dublin to Tokyo, Hyderabad, and beyond. And of course, here in San Francisco, where in 2018, we launched the Salesforce Tower. Standing at 1,070 feet tall, it is the tallest building on the West Coast. You can pretty much see it from anywhere, making it the beacon of the Bay Area.
But it wasn't just our physical presence that grew. Our product suite evolved as well. In 2016, we acquired the e-commerce platform Demandware to extend our customer success platform to the retail industry. And in turn, we introduced Commerce Cloud. Spoiler alert, you likely bought your last pair of Yeezys on Commerce Cloud. That same year, we also acquired Quip. Quip enables teams to collaborate around a rich set of documents. We're placing our bets that by next week, you'll be a Quip super user. In 2018, we acquired Neosoft to help power Salesforce's integration capabilities for our customers. 2018 was also when our Success Cloud was developed and released. This cloud gives our customers the tools they need to reach their goals, whether they're self-guided learners or they need some one-on-one support. And in 2019, we welcomed Tableau into the fold. This acquisition brought the world's #1 CRM and the #1 analytics platform together to supercharge customers' digital transformations. Manufacturing Cloud was also released in 2019 to help develop manufacturers' transparency and predictability across ecosystems.
By 2020, we have 167 offices in 29 different countries, 55,000 employees, and our ever-growing customer community.
Since our earliest days, philanthropy has been at the heart of our company culture. A belief that businesses have a responsibility to act, invest time, funding, and resources across their communities and in our workplaces to bring about the change that we want to see in the world. We've done this through our 1-1-1 model. The idea behind this is that we give 1% of Salesforce's product, 1% of its equity, and 1% of our employees' time to philanthropic causes in the nonprofit sector. To date, we have donated over 5 million volunteer hours, over $310 million in grants, and over 45,000 nonprofits and educational institutions are using our products right now. Beyond that, the 1-1-1 model has turned into a movement beyond our employees. Today, more than 9,000 companies from over 100 countries have pledged 1% to make a positive impact on the world.
Which brings us to today in our Success from Anywhere world. We are reimagining how we collaborate as teams and how we connect with our customers and communities. And while we know we are just getting started, we are excited for what the future holds, especially with the arrival of you, our future force, because we know we're building that future together.
All right, we're back. So we just learned a little bit about Salesforce story, our products, and our people. Now let's kind of see who was paying attention. So we're going to do a pop quiz. So you can scan the QR code again on the screen to enter the pop quiz. That'll come back up in a sec. Just an important note that quizzes in Slido are not just about the correct answers. They're also about speed. So whoever answers all the questions correct with the most speed wins. So top 3 winners will receive a Salesforce branded Google Voice speaker. And we'll give guys a second to get back in, and then we'll get started. Make sure you pay attention to your phone and not as reading the questions on the screen, because that will definitely get you delayed. Serena, are you trying to talk?
You're on mute.
Mute.
I'm on mute. I was talking. I was just like, wow, I'd love to see all these people joining. Sorry, guys, I was on mute. But let's go ahead and get started. So what is Salesforce's #1 value? Unfortunately, we only have a couple seconds on that one. Well, let me go back. Let's see. See if it'll let me go back. All right, it will. We'll start that over because it gives you 20 seconds to answer. All right, here we go. What is Salesforce's #1 value? I wish I had like some Jeopardy music or something.
No.
Couple more seconds.
You don't want me to hum.
Right. I mean, you could. Singing chops.
No, thanks.
Awesome. All right, here we go. 57% said trust. How about that? Let's see. 36% at innovation and 7% at volunteering. Were you correct? All right. Good job. Next question. When was Salesforce founded? Countdown. All right. 32 at 1995, 64 at 1999, 4% at 1992, Say who was correct. 1999 at 64%. Great job, guys. All right. Last question. What does CRM stand for? Coming to a close. All right. 93% at customer relationship management. All right. 1% at Cool Red Major. Who did that?
I think that was me. That was me. I'm trying to adopt a new meeting for CRM. Yeah.
Well, customer relationship management was correct. So great job on that. We love to see it. Oh, sorry. We've got one more. When was the first Dreamforce?
One more.
Sorry about that. One more. When was the first Dreamforce hosted? You did see it in the video. All right, 39 at 2005, 32 at 2003, 29% at 2008. Who's right? 2003. Nice. All right. So Kevin was our top winner. He answered all of the questions the fastest. And Kyle and Hal, you all are winners too. So we will all send you all Google speakers after the conference. And I will email you all just to get your address information, all that good stuff.
Cool. Congrats, guys. But don't worry, guys. Everyone is a winner today. Everybody gets an Uber Eats code, so you can order some lunch on Salesforce. And we're going to drop that in the chat right now. So make sure you guys get that added to your Uber Eats app and go crazy.
Yep. There it is. It's in the chat.
$5. You should be able to get something good.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, everyone. So that's a way for us to say thank you to you. So enjoy your Uber Eats code. So with that, now that you have kind of learned, about our company and our product. So next, let's talk about who Salesforce is.
So at Salesforce, we have always believed that business is the greatest platform for change. And so I'm inspired by how we've responded to some of these crises that we have listed below and by our efforts to make change and help those in need. So at Salesforce, we've recently been focused on 4 areas: COVID-19, philanthropy, the planet, and racial equality. So I'm just going to highlight a couple things off of this slide in regards to each of these areas. So in regards to COVID-19, at the onset, we worked with our partner Alibaba to acquire and donate 50 million pieces of PPE to hospitals. We are committed to giving back to the communities that we work in. So we've volunteered 6 million volunteer hours since our founding, and every employee gets 7 paid days a year to volunteer for causes that they're passionate about. In regards to the planet, we believe we must protect the planet for our future generations. And so we're working to play a meaningful role in creating a sustainable, low-carbon future by working towards 100% renewable energy from our global operations by 2022. And I actually think we just announced at Dreamforce last week that we have already reached this goal. So that's awesome. And we're also a founding partner of 1 Trillion Trees to help plant 1 trillion trees around the globe. And then lastly, in regards to equality, we've formed our Racial Equality and Justice Task Force to drive systemic change in our workplace communities to set clear goals like committing $200 million to organizations advancing racial equality and justice. We'll share more about this work in the next slide.
All right, so just to continue on the conversation. So here at Salesforce, we have 4 core values that we really go by. So trust, customer success, innovation, and equality. So honestly, values really define us as a company and Salesforce, and they really provide a guiding principle for how we do everything at Salesforce. So with that, here's one value that I would like to highlight, and it is innovation. So, so for us to ensure our customer success, we must help them be as innovative as a couple of years. Everything going on with COVID, develop new solutions like work.com, Salesforce everywhere, and vaccine cloud. So the company continues to be as innovative as possible, and we've definitely seen things that we can accomplish when we're all working together, and when we're using and when we're leveraging business as a platform for change. So with that, we can go on to the next slide.
Cool. So we've always been committed to putting actions behind our words, and creating the Racial Equality and Justice Task Force was a way for us to focus on racial inequality crisis that the Black and Brown community continues to face, which we also elevated in 2020 with the murder of George Floyd and others such as Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. So our Black employee network, Bold Force, was able to lead the charge alongside our executive stakeholders to form our Racial Equality and Justice Task Force, which focuses on these 4 pillars: people, philanthropy, purchasing, and policy. So you can see how each of these pillars is making an impact and hopefully bringing some racial equality and justice to the communities that we serve. And we definitely invite you to learn more about our task force by scanning the QR code there, or just visiting sfdc.co/REJ. This is something we're very passionate about, and something that we very publicly acknowledge across our footprint as a company. So please feel free to check that out. We're going to go ahead and transition to our next topic.
All right. So at Salesforce, it's important that we create a workplace that is inclusive and one that reflects society. We do that by focusing on our experiences of our employees from underrepresented communities, and ensuring that they really have the right resources. Another strategy is around increasing access to opportunities for employees from mentorship, development, and employee sponsorship program. We're also building inclusive culture with the help of our 12 equality groups, where at least half of our employees participate in at least one of them, so totaling to 30,000 members. So that is a huge community that we have at Salesforce that is there as a resource for all of us, building an inclusive environment for all of us who participate in. Next slide, please.
All right, so equality groups are employee-led organizations here at Salesforce that help us build community and educate our allies and drive equality. As Ripon mentioned before, we have 12 equality groups representing the broad diversity of our employee. Everyone, including allies, are welcome and encouraged to join any equality group at Salesforce. So when you join, you'll have access to fun equality events and have the opportunity to network with equality group leaders. A few of my favorite equality groups are Bold Force, our Wind Force community, and as well as our Earth Force community. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Salesforce and our growth.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. So to continue that on, so with that, speaking of our culture, we are really thrilled with the success that we have achieved over the years. Our values has really helped us drive our revenue to 21 billion in FY21, making us the world's #1 CRM. But what we're particularly proud of is of being a leader in innovation, philanthropy, and culture. Along with that, we are #1 in People's Top 50 Companies That Care, Fortune's Change the World list, and so on. So every year you'll continue to see, Salesforce be ranked in the highest categories, but by different companies and so on. So it's a really proud feeling to have to be the world's #1 CRM provider for 8 years in 8 years in a row, according to IDC.
Amongst the top 5 vendors that we have shown here, Salesforce is ranked #1 in CRM for 8 consecutive years. You can just see that we are crushing the competition. Salesforce grew its overall market share and position and increased its revenue more than any other CRM vendor. So, this is not all done by individuals. It's a big team effort, and it's very incredible to see what we can achieve when we work together.
Yeah, so to tell you a bit more about us, Salesforce is headquartered in San Francisco. We have over 60,000 employees now in 100+ offices across 29 countries. In addition, we have more than 150,000 customers globally. Along with that, we are also growing our business around the world by shifting our international footprint to 50% by 2022. So in fact, 12 of the top cities are going to be outside of the US. So this is a really good time to work for a company like Salesforce. It's definitely a good growth company, and we're really growing. And I think in the next few years, we're even looking to double our workforce as well. So really, really exciting time for us. Next slide, please.
Awesome. So let's talk about how we joined the Future Force program. And I don't think we mentioned this at any point during the presentation, so I apologize. Future Force, I'm sure you've seen it splashed around here and there. That's just like a fancy name for university recruiting. You guys are the future of Salesforce, so Future Force program. But let's talk a little bit about our program. So we have a variety of roles that we hire for in groups across our business. From interns to new grad, and we even hire advanced degrees. We're looking for talent of tomorrow for the jobs of the future, as you guys will have a big impact on how our business runs. So we hire primarily on the internship side on our technical groups, and we offer internships in software engineering, technical writing, security, product management, program management, those types of positions. And so, I think in the United States, between Ripon and I's focuses on our larger team, we'll be hiring somewhere around 600+ technical interns. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity there. And we'll definitely tell you guys how to apply and talk a little bit about the process down the road. We're also looking for new grads as well, primarily December 2021 grads to start in January at this point in time. And then if you're like a grad student who's doing like their PhD in a CS related field, we also have a research arm at Salesforce, and they're always looking for research scientists and engineers as well to help build the future products for us. All right, so let's take it over to the next slide.
All right. So aside from the fun, meaningful projects that Ryan was just talking about, Future Force also offers variety of activities to create a strong ohana. You'll have the opportunity to network with our senior leaders through our Speakers Series program, conduct meaningful VTO activities where you actually get paid to volunteer. So all of our employees get 56 hours of volunteer time off each year for them to do various volunteer activities, no questions asked. Along with that, you'll have the opportunities to connect with other interns. If you're in an in-person internship program over the summer, we'll take you out to baseball games. So you'll get the chance to do city tours. And if we're not in person, then we have bunch of other virtual activities where you will have the chance to meet other interns and Salesforce employees as well. Along with that, we also provide development opportunities through our Trailhead platform, where students can learn about Salesforce through our guided tours. So it's a really, really fun program, especially if you get the chance to be with us over the summer for 12 weeks. The 12 weeks really fly by super fast. You'll have the chance to work on multiple projects and also be with Future Force for different activities every single week. So definitely check out our program at the end, where we will definitely share more information. But with that, we'll kick it over to the next slide.
All right. My computer's going a little slow. Sorry about that. So you can check out all of our Future Force fun by following us on our social. We got it all. So feel free to bust out that phone right now. Add us on all these things. I think we also got TikTok, but it's not on here. So you can also find us there. You'll get a really good glimpse into your future via new grad takeovers, intern takeovers, live videos, and more. We also just launched like a LinkedIn Live series. So if you go to our LinkedIn page, you'll see a bunch of interviews that are led by specific university recruiters and recent hires about what they're working on, tips for success in the application interview process, and why they chose to work at Salesforce, amongst many other things. So feel free to add us and connect with us. We'd love to share more about Salesforce before you could possibly join next summer. So let's kick it over to how to start the recruiting process.
All right, so here our timelines. So obviously, you are definitely wondering how you can join us. So please note that this is just a general timeline, and it is subject to change depending on the role and the team. But for general purposes, for general purposes and for our summer internship program, we usually start hiring in the fall. So this is a time to apply. We will continue our interview process all the way until January. So if you're looking for any internship, definitely this is a time for you to engage with us. Also, if you're looking for full-time roles as well, especially if you're graduating this December, we are hiring for new grads as well.
If you want to go back to that last slide real quick. For the most part, if we're going to be doing interviews for like internship, it's just going to be 2 60-minute virtual interviews with the actual team that you'd possibly be interning with for the summer. So one with the hiring manager, and that's typically more like behavioral focused. Still definitely have some high-level technical discussions. There might be some light coding, but nothing too crazy if you are speaking with that person. And then we have the second. The order of these interviews is subject to change into the team, but the second interview would be a technical interview, typically with like a senior engineer from the team, where you'll primarily be covering technical topics and doing coding exercises paired with your engineer. And I just wanted to highlight also some like tips when you're going through like the interview process. An interview is a two-way street, so definitely also use this time to get all of your questions answered and feeling comfortable about the position, the team, what they're working on, how you would contribute if you came on, with things like that. So definitely make sure you have questions ready for your interviewers, both the hiring manager and the engineers that you might be speaking with. And then in preparation for the interviews, You've gotten this far in your academic career, so don't doubt yourself. If you feel like you don't understand a question, always repeat the question back to your interviewer to make sure you understand what's being asked. Don't make any assumptions. If you need some help, ask for a hint. We understand that you're not going to know everything. You're still a student. You're still learning everything. So I think the biggest pieces of feedback that Ripon and I see is that candidates did not understand the question, and so they just made assumptions and didn't take hints from the engineer. So we're not there to scold you. We're definitely trying to push you in like the right direction. So definitely take that advice to heart if someone's trying to get you to look at something different. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the presentation. We're happy to take some questions.
Ryan, we've got a few questions in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And there are some people in the moderation panel that kind of wanted to get on screen with you all.
Sure.
Do you mind taking some questions that way?
Yeah, sorry, okay. I didn't see that. I had the...
I'll read the ones that we just got in the chat because you all would need to answer these. One from Nicole Morris. She says, since we only get 3 applications, is it best to wait until all the postings are up or just apply to what's the best fit? I am interested in cybersecurity.
So, the 3 applications, not a hard and fast rule, definitely a recommendation. We don't want to see you applying to like all 50 security and software engineering openings. Definitely be selective. But the majority of the roles will be posted probably by the end of next week. So you should have a good idea of what's out there and available at that time. And we're still very early into the recruiting process, so you still have some time. So I'd say, give it a week and see what's out there and what's your best fit, and go from there.
All right, and we've got Richard. He says he notices it says hacker.
And then,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just real quick to add to that. So one thing cool about Salesforce is that, especially if you're looking for a software engineer role, we have one job posting, our general software engineering internship job posting that we use to pipeline for all of our open roles. So I guess if you're kind of confused, definitely apply to that one, and you can get started from there, because we're using that one to source for all of our technical related positions for the most part. So definitely check out our main ones, if that helps.
Perfect. All right. So Richard says he notices it says HackerRank. If we're working on lead code, would there be an overlap on the type of questions asked, or should we focus on HackerRank instead?
I'm not super familiar with leak code, but HackerRank we just use as a technical assessment. So we'll send you a link to HackerRank, and there's, I think it's like 30 questions we have in our library, and you randomly get assigned 2, and you'll have 60 minutes to solve the problems, and then the results are sent back to our team, and then we'll decide where we'll move you in the process at that point. So you'll definitely can't do anything through Salesforce on leak code. You'll have to do it through HackerRank, but it's just a web portal, so you should be fine.
Awesome. And I'll go ahead and let Daniel Jimenez ask his question. It's in our moderation panel.
Looks like they just left.
Oh, he might have left. Okay. Indy, I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
They're getting scared. It's okay.
Thanks. All right, Tristan. You got one to come on? Okay. So they opted out. All right. So I've got another one. It says, I applied for the SWE internship position in August, but did not hear anything. Should I move on or keep waiting?
You want to take that, right, Ben?
Yeah. So you applied in August. Yeah. So hey, one thing I will say, we do get a ton of applications, but the fact that you joined us today, we will definitely keep a lookout on your application for joining us today. This is the best way to interact with companies, obviously by participating in one of these sessions. So with that, we will definitely keep a lookout on your application and reach out accordingly if you are a fit for any one of our roles, which is long as you meet the basic qualifications, which are, so if you are looking for an internship, all you really have to do is go back to school for at least 1 quarter or semester post internship. So meaning, as long as you're graduating in December of 2022 or after, you will definitely qualify. So we'll just look at that, and then we will definitely reach out from there. So hope that helps.
I think one thing also to note there is that it is an ongoing cycle, like Ripon mentioned earlier, and that software engineering posting is what we use for pretty much all of the intern hiring for software engineers, and that process will go from August until December. So don't give up yet. It's still very early. We're really starting to get our momentum going right about now. So hopefully get some traction here in the next few weeks. But like I mentioned, UA will follow up with you after this event to kind of get you fast track on the process.
So John has a question. He said, what's the difference between regular SE, intern, and Tableau SE?
So just the regular intern is you'll be working on one of the Salesforce products, not including Tableau. And if it's a Tableau software engineering internship, you'll be working specifically on Tableau product. Super general answer, I know, but that's how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, like Tableau, it's just a company that we just acquired. They still have their own coding processes and things like that. So if you are hired for Tableau, then you will be working on projects for that team. Eventually, in the future, I'm sure all of it will be one team. But for now, the process will be a little bit different in that sense, if that helps.
Awesome. All right. Does Salesforce consider international students who are on F1 visas?
Yes, we love international students.
Yes. Obviously, it just depends on the role. But let's say, for example, if you're looking for a software engineer role, then 100% yes. And then also we do. There's a chance for opportunity for us to sponsor as well, depending on what you're looking for.
And do you guys have remote and part-time positions?
No part-time internship. It is a full-time internship program. Remote, it's not likely, but it's really hard to say. It just kind of depends on how COVID plays out over the next 6 to 8 months, I would say. But our plan for now is to have everyone in person for internships next summer. If you're looking to start new grad in January, you'll probably start remote until we open up the offices for folks to come back.
Okay. I'm a recent grad in business analytics. Is it preferred to apply as an intern or for a full-time role?
It just depends when you're graduating, right, Brian?
Yeah, well, I think he said he's a recent grad, so you'd have to look for full-time roles. So to be eligible for our internship program, we do require our interns to return to school for at least one term after the internship.
Yeah. So yeah, I missed that. So yeah, if you just graduated, then you only qualify for a full-time role.
Nice. I think we've covered most of them. Let's see in the Q&A. No. Does anybody have any other questions? Yes, Naomi. Just filter for internships on the link that I provided. They're all there.
And you can just also go to salesforce.com/futureforce, and that's our landing page for our university recruiting program. And it'll also have headers there that'll link you to the intern openings and the new grad openings.
Yeah.
Do you have programs specific to freshmen and sophomores?
At this time, we don't. It's something we're looking into, but we do hire freshmen and sophomore. There's no definitive thing saying that we won't hire them. You just have to meet the expectations and qualifications for the role. And if you're a freshman and are able to do that, more power to you. I will say the majority of our interns, are usually rising seniors, so they just finished their junior year and are going into their senior year after the internship. But we do have a healthy number of sophomore and freshman interns, probably around 20% of our internship class.
Perfect. All right, I will be graduating in December 2021, and there are just a few associate or new grad roles. Will more be posted as you stated before?
No, those are probably the only ones that will be posted. But we are hiring, 200 new grads off of those software engineering postings. So there's a lot of opportunity there. It's just hidden behind the scenes. So we just use that one application.
Okay. Any tips for the full-time product manager role?
Let me take that.
Yeah, just practice. practice, right? If you're applying, the rule of thumb I always say, just make sure always have your graduation dates listed on top and your internships right underneath and so forth. So it makes it easier for the recruiter to scan your resume. But if you do a lot of internships, I would definitely say do a lot of mock interviews, because it is kind of client-facing role. So do it as many mock interviews as possible. Definitely, as Ryan was saying earlier, try to understand the questions really well of what the interviewer is asking you, because that is something that they'll be looking for, is obviously, how you interact with them. Are you understanding what they're asking and so forth? So just practice as much as possible. I would say that.
Yeah, the PM roles are definitely super competitive here at Salesforce, and they're really looking for folks that are super technical. So they definitely want people that are CS majors as well. Not to discourage you if you're not, but that's probably one of the biggest criteria that they're looking for, as well as folks who are able to communicate efficiently and effectively, just because you're going to be working cross-functionally with internal and external stakeholders, and you need to be able to navigate that field. And so, like Rip said, your communication is probably going to be the most important thing that's going to be evaluated in your interviews with these teams. So asking questions is always good, because they want to get to see if you're a curious person and are able to ask the right questions to get more information about problems that you'll be helping teams tackle. So just kind of come into it with that type of mindset.
Perfect. Are there any remote options for new grads?
For the time being, most new grads will probably start remote if they're starting in January. But the expectation is that you'd probably come into the office once, we've met certain guidance in regards to COVID. But even when we do have that return to office, most teams will be flex teams. And so that means you'd probably only come into the office 2 or 3 days a week and work from home the other days.
All right, I don't have any previous internship or work experience. Will that make it difficult to get an internship?
I would say it usually helps. That's a very, very, very good, but it will definitely not, take you out of the standings. So continue to, I would say if you don't have internship experience, continue to do projects. Create your own projects. Build an app. The main thing what we're looking for is just your overall interest level within the field. Are you really passionate about software engineering? If Jackson, if that is what you're referring to. So just your overall engagement, how enthusiastic you are, and if we do see that while talking to you or through your resume or whatever it may be, then yes, you will definitely have a good chance. So I think that is the main thing you should focus on.
Yeah, definitely getting that first internship is definitely the hardest. And if you don't get it with Salesforce or any other large company, a lot of first-time internships are with smaller companies or with startups, or if they do get hired at a bigger company, they're really involved on your academic course load. So you might be a TA for your data structures class, those types of things also really help you stand out. So if you're still trying to get that first internship, get more involved with the academic community, maybe TA or do some tutoring, or maybe if you're really into security, do some capture the flag events, things like that, participate in bug bounties. Just being involved in the community also really helps.
Mm-hmm. And we're running short on time. So I guess just one more. Naomi was asking, are co-ops still open?
Co-ops for the fall are not open. I don't know when the winter co-ops open. Rippin, do you remember?
She's asking for spring.
For spring.
Or winter.
Being very honest, it'll probably be really tough for our co-op program. They might open, but I would say definitely focus on our software engineering position. That's where you'll have the better chance.
Yeah, And if you get like a summer internship and you're looking for a co-op, there's flexibility to have you start as a co-op. But if you're looking like for a January to April co-op, there's probably going to be like 10, 15 teams that will be hiring for a co-op. So it is pretty competitive, but I believe that process will probably start in the next month or so. We follow the same timeline that the University of Waterloo does their hiring for co-ops. So if you want to hit up the University of Waterloo co-op website to see their recruiting dates, that'll kind of give you a better idea of like when we do our co-op hirings.
Perfect. And how does relocation work if they become interns? Or is relocation necessary?
Good question. So we'll provide you with a relocation stipend for the summer to help you manage your move to the physical area that you'd be located from and to assist with your living costs. So we'll help you out there.
Awesome.
And I think for Alan's question, we get a report from Hopin for everyone that's attended. So no need to do any additional follow-up. That report will help us get you guys moved forward to the next stages of the process. And then we have this QR code here on the screen before we go. Grab that link or the QR code and get that access code and claim yourself some Salesforce merch, folks.
Perfect. I put the link in the chat too, so you all can just click it and access it.
Yeah, that's another way for us to thank you. So definitely thank you so much for attending and get that QR code.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you all being here.
All right, good luck with the hackathon, everybody. Excited to see all the projects that you put together, and look forward to seeing you guys hopefully here at Salesforce over the summer.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Okay, Jake, John. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Bye. Bye, Vanessa. Thank you. Make sure you all get your merch. Bye, Eugene. Bye. Thank you. Bye, Noah. Have an awesome weekend. Do some hacking for me because that's not my specialty and I don't know how. Thanks. Jing, I will send you an email, and if you don't mind, just dropping your email in a private message to me while you're in here, and then, or I can just drop mine to you in a private message, and you can send me your address so I can get that to you. Oh, thanks, Nicholas. We hope to see you too. Apply. So, because if you apply, I'm a part of the internship and recruiting programs. So we help put those together for you all. And I would be so happy to see some of my people from here there. Thanks, you.